Hey folks, welcome to part two of the video. I have yet to figure out what I'm going to title this video. I have a couple ideas. I have a couple of ideas, but I don't know yet. But welcome to part two of the video. Now, in this part of the video, I'm going to start by talking a little bit about politics and why it is that I try not to put too much emphasis on politics. Now, to start out, am I saying that politics are not important? Not at all. Politics are very important. It is very important that all of us have some type of political representation. Unfortunately, many of us don't have political representation. I mean, we pay into the system, but we don't have the representation. I think you guys know where I'm going, or what I mean. Now, of course, like many of you, I got my feelings about what's going on out here, about what's going on in this country. And like many of you are going to do, I'm going to also go out here and vote. But even though I plan to go out here and vote, even though I am a registered voter, still, the older I get and the more about life I learn, the more I question politics. And I'm talking politics, period. I'm talking from all angles of politics, from all levels of politics. Like like for an example, a lot of us are in are deeply in our feelings, myself included, when it comes to the whole migrant crisis that's been going on here in the United States. Now, other people, now I'm pretty sure somebody in the comments are going to be like, well, we got migrant situations going on in Canada and Europe and all that. Okay, you probably do. But I live in the United States, so uh, bear in mind when I speak about anything political, it's about the United States because that's where I currently reside. So, anyways, like uh, I'm gonna use for an example. I mean, I made a video the other day discussing the migrant issue in Springfield, Ohio, and how many other residents are fed up with the migrant situation there. How a lot of these migrants are getting, they're getting what's that? I don't know how to put it, but basically they're getting prioritized treatment over American citizens. And obviously it ain't just going on in Springfield, Ohio, it's going on in all your cities that are sanctioned cities. You got these migrants that are getting prioritized treatment. And there's been a lot of complaining about the crimes that many of these migrants are committing and how they're doing bad things to animals and all that type of stuff. But it's been brought to my it's been brought to my attention that some of the videos that different media sources have showed when talking about Springfield, Ohio, some of that footage was not even recorded in Springfield, Ohio. Some of that footage was recorded in other places, not even close to Springfield, Ohio. Probably not even in the state of Ohio. So that example is just a small example of why the older I get and the more about life I learn, the more that I question politics. I mean, because just because you're a registered voter, just because you choose to participate in your patriotic right to go vote, doesn't mean you don't. Doesn't mean you should sit around and be sheeple and not question what needs to be questioned. Like, let's talk about the. Yeah, let's talk more about the migrant crisis. I mean, in a nutshell, this whole migrant situation that's going on, I mean, a part of me thinks that, I mean, a lot of people, a lot of people point their fingers at the Democrat Party for causing this whole migrant situation. And for the most part, I do as well because of the policies. But then there's another part of me that's thinking, yeah, maybe the other side has something to do with it as well. Who knows? The point I'm trying to make is I don't think any of us, average, everyday working class Americans, are going to ever know the complete truth about what's going on with the migrant situation. I don't think any of us are going to know the complete truth about the migrant situation. I don't think any of us are going to know the complete truth about the state of the current economy in the United States. Now, I'm inclined to believe that this whole migrant situation is a big money grab for large corporations, all the way from your farmers to many of your large corporations. I think this migrant thing is a big money grab. And many corporations are taking advantage of the policies of these policies that have been passed by the Democrat Party. Now, some of you might assume that large corporations are going to overwhelmingly vote conservative, and rather they do or they don't, best believe many of those same corporations are taking advantage of this whole migrant situation that's going on. My attitude about the migrant situation is I'm not gonna sit around and hate this one and hate that one because what's the point? I mean, I can sit around here and tell you everything that's wrong with what's going on with the migrant situation. I can sit around and hate this one and hate that one, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take the higher road, and I would encourage those of you that are watching me to also take the higher road. Now, taking the higher road, does it mean that you're going to be in agreement with the migrant situation? No. It just means that, okay, yeah, you know what's going on. You recognize what's going on. But you also are smart enough to recognize that there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Like I told you guys the other day, most of us don't own corporations. Most of us are not going to have the power to manipulate the power structure in this country. So, what is the point of us fighting and hating this one and that one? I mean, it almost seems like we're tripping over our own shoelaces here. What's the point? I don't see the point. I think the best thing that we can do as American people is, yeah, go ahead, put your vote in, vote, come November, vote for the right person to be a leader, for leadership. And I would say beyond that, there's not really much else we can do in terms of it from a political standpoint. And as I've told you guys before, and I'll tell you guys again, don't just focus on the federal level. You also need to focus on your local and state level politics. Your local and state level politics really are going to have a larger influence on day-to-day living than federal level politics. Now, I will say on the federal level, the stakes are pretty high just due to what's going on out here. But other than putting in your vote, other than being well informed about who's running and therefore making a sound choice of who you're going to choose to vote for, that's about all any of us can do on a political standpoint. But I would invite you guys to really, I mean, at the end of the day, the only thing any of us can do is self-preservation. Now, what I mean by self-preservation is whatever you have to do that's legal to earn the money that you need to earn to not only pay your bills, but to also prepare yourself for retirement, or maybe if you got some other goals and you need extra money for that, whatever resources that are currently available to you, take advantage of those resources and get your money up. What I also mean by self-preservation is if you're living somewhere that you feel is dangerous, somewhere to where you feel your tax dollars are not being spent wisely, the best thing that you can do is to move out of that city and move into another city, or maybe move into a small town or wherever you feel you need to move in order for you and your family to live a better life. That's where you need to move to. Now, I understand that it's not going to be anything that most people are going to be able to do overnight. It's going to take some planning. It's going to take some money saving. It's going to take some hard work. It's going to take some research and looking for a place to live that might be better suited for you. And by the way, that's one of the things that I like to do on this channel. I like to explore smaller cities. I like to explore smaller towns. I like to explore world towns. So for those of you that are looking at leaving the city, you'll at least, if you watch my channel, you'll at least will have an idea of places where you can go and live potentially a better life, which is one of the big reasons why I do my drive around videos. Now, it's been a while since I've done those videos because I've been on here doing other stuff. But I will get back to my traveling. I will get back to my traveling. Now, for those of you that are just coming on to this channel and you never seen any of my drive around videos, I invite you to go on this channel and go back. I want to say 2 months. If you go back 2 months, you will run into my drive around videos. And those are the videos that I will do more of moving forward. Now, since a lot of you guys, well, since many of you guys like how I keep it raw and uncut, I'm going to keep doing these kind of videos as well. But yeah, when it comes to this whole migrant situation, when it comes to anything that's political, I just came to the conclusion that, yeah, I'm going to still hold a little bit of faith that my vote will count. It will mean something. I'm going to still participate, so to speak, a little bit when it comes to politics, but at the same time, I question politics. And I'm going to put more of my energy on self-preservation than politics. And for those of you that are watching me, I would advise you guys to do the same thing. I mean, I'm not going to fault people for participating in politics, but I'm going to also encourage you to put more energy into self-preservation. Like wherever you feel you need to move yourself and your family to in order to live a better life, if where you're currently living is not up to snuff to you, you need to make the necessary adjustments to realize that move. And when it comes to your finances, if your finances are screwed up, you need to make the necessary adjustments to get your money right. If you're going to be leaving, if you think leaving the country is going to be the answer, obviously you need to, I mean, not only are you going to need to get your passport, but you're going to also need to get your money up. Because it's going to cost a crap load of money to travel abroad. It's going to cost a crap load of money to move abroad. And when moving abroad, you want to have a crap load of money saved up to where if you move abroad and it's not what, and you don't like where you go, you'll have enough money to either A, move to another place in another country, or B, if you feel that you want to come back to the States, you'll have enough money to come back to the States and be able to still live a relatively comfortable life. Because a lot of people have been making videos recently about their experience abroad, and there's been people that have been talking, well, okay, I moved to this country and that country, and it's not cracked up to what some people say. I never lived abroad, so I can't really speak much on that topic. I'm just going off what other people say. So, yeah, rather than I would say don't put too much of your energy on politics. Because if you do, you'll drive yourself crazy. You'll be walking around all pissed off, all full of hate, and that's not a good way to live your life. I believe that there needs to be more of a balance between, okay, go ahead, participate in politics if you want to, but also put more energy into self-preservation. Now, there's some people out here that don't participate in politics at all because they think it's all bullshit. And I hate to say it, but that's kind of the direction I'm headed. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, right now, like I told you guys, I am a registered voter. I don't have a lot of faith in politics, but I just got a little bit. I got enough to at least go out and vote. But I'm not gonna hold my, at the same time, I'm not holding my breath, if that makes any sense to you guys. And I'm not gonna, and like I kind of like what I told you the other day on the video that I made the other day, talking about the transition of this channel. I really do not want to be one of these individuals that encourages any kind of hate. I don't want to be the type of person that hates this one or I hate that one because I'm assuming whatever because that's the information that has been put out. And kind of like, you know, and I can't remember whether I brought this up on part one of this video, but just in case I didn't, I'm going to bring it up again. When it comes to the information that many of us are being fed, when it comes to the research that some of us call ourselves doing, myself included, but the question that we all need to start asking ourselves is number one, who is providing this information? What agenda, if any, are they trying to push? Where is the information coming from and from whom? And from what sources? How credible are these sources? Like when we look at, like for those that enjoy looking at, for those that enjoy studying history, I mean history, his story. How do you know that his story is true? How do you know that the person that would have told the truth may have got deleted because because A, they lost the battle, or B, they were getting ready to tell the truth, but they got deleted because they did not want the truth to come out. So his story, the survivor's story, that's the story that all of us are being told. Whether it's true or it's not true, that's a whole nother situation that none of us will really find out. So as we all move forward in these times of uncertainty and these times of political madness, I mean, try not to get out. I mean, try to keep a clear head about everything out here. Try to maintain an open mind about everything out here. Don't be so easily swallowed into any particular political belief. Use your brain. Use some common sense. Now, because there's people on both spectrums of politics that are going to be extreme, that are going to be extremely hateful. Some people are going to be hateful and so extreme to the point of being a dangerous individual for the average Joe to be around. Now, for any of you that are watching me, if you feel that's the direction that you're headed, you might want to ease off of politics a little bit and get your mind right. Maybe you might need to check in somewhere and talk to a professional. Because as many of you know, there's been an increase of crime going on in this country, not only among the migrants, but also among us Americans as well. I mean, there's been an increase of school deletions. You got you got children coming to school, bringing weapons to school, and they blown away a whole bunch of people because of whatever. I mean, you got grown-ups out here going to places and they doing bad things to people too. So, in this time of uncertainty and in these times of political madness and just a bunch of organized confusion, try to keep a clear head out here. And on that note, stay blessed. And if you like what I do, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you all in the next one.